A 12 megapixel photo is really 36 megabytes of numbers. JPEG deletes about 90% of it, and your eye cannot find the whole. Watch this photograph come apart. Raw, it weighs 36 megabytes. On your phone, it weighs 3. Every tiny square, every pixel, holds just 3 numbers. How much red, how much green, how much blue. Nothing else. Why 3? Because the back of your eye has 3 color detectors. Only 3. A screen never has to copy light. It only has to fool them. 12 million pixels times 3 numbers each. 36 million numbers. In 1989, one photo would not fit on a disk. Safe squeezing, the kind that loses nothing, only halves a photo. To get down to 3 megabytes, something has to be destroyed. A professor named Ahmed asked for a summer grant to test a hunch. He was turned down. Listen to why. He built it anyway, unfunded, with 2 colleagues. They published in January 1974. That one idea now sits inside almost every photo, song, and video ever sent. In 1985, Kathy Mullen measured how fine a detail color vision can hold. It gives up 4 times sooner than brightness does. So here is a question to carry with you. If a picture were blurred, which would you notice, its color or its brightness? So the first move is to stop storing red, green, and blue. The same picture is recut into 1 brightness layer and 2 thin color layers. Nothing is lost. The weights add up to 1. Blur the color layers into smears, put the picture back together, and it looks identical. Now blur the brightness layer instead. There is your answer. It falls apart. So every square of 4 pixels keeps 4 brightness values, but shares a single color between them. Half the photograph is already gone, and you cannot find the whole. Now the clever part. The picture is cut into little squares, 8 pixels by 8. Each one is rewritten as a recipe, how much of each of 64 fixed wave patterns to add together. Nothing more is lost here. This step only sorts the picture. Coarse detail here, fine detail over there. And real photographs are mostly smooth, so almost everything piles into one corner. Here is where the rest of the picture dies. Divide every number, then round it off. Coarse detail is divided by a small number and lives. Fine detail is divided by a big one and rounds to 0. In this one square, 44 of the 64 numbers are simply gone. The leftovers are read out diagonally, so all those zeros end up in one long tail. And a tail of 38 zeros is stored as a single symbol. Throwing detail away is what made the safe packing work. Push the slider down and the trick shows itself. Smooth sky cracks into squares, halos ring every edge. Red writing on blue smears because the color really was stored 4 times coarser. That is why screenshots go to a different format. Every second, the world takes about 61,000 photographs. Nearly none of them could be stored or sent without this one trick. And stretched across time, it became video too. 3 things came together to make this work. Your eye, a sorted recipe, and 1 act of rounding. The best way to shrink a picture turned out not to be a fact about pictures. It was a fact about the person looking at it. Thank you for watching. Our small team works tremendously hard on every one of these animations. Following, subscribing, and sharing is what keeps Baucis alive. There is a new video every day. See you tomorrow.